to the Tomorrow Show. We are going to dive into another good one for y'all. Yeah, no, this is good. This is good. This is gonna be another episode that we're gonna be doing kind of a reflection of the Tucker Carlson and Sam Altman interview, which was full of a lot of gems, a lot of reflections on my end, and like you said, the bigger, larger picture of censorship as a whole, Palantir, LLMs, Elon Musk. I mean, they all tie in, the all in. So yeah, man, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts on that? You watched the interview, right?
I saw some of it, so
Okay,
I'm relying on you to give me the full scope. But
okay,
from what I've seen some
fascinating.
significant portions of it, and it definitely is fascinating. But just to start it off, man. So there's big talk right now about TikTok being bought by some people are claiming it's the guy from Oracle, the owner of Oracle is
The
the
new
owner.
richest man in the world.
Yeah, yeah. Every day is the new richest man in the world, right?
Mm,
So some people saying he's the one that bought it, but
okay.
there's a lot of complaints about the fact that there's a new level of censorship that's gonna,
Mm,
sweep through TikTok and just social media in general. You know what I'm saying? Now, in particular, is a former IDF soldier, allegedly, a former IDF soldier is the new policy moderator for TikTok, right? And
mm,
so there's going to be emphasis on people who are talking about Israel. Their accounts are being flagged and kicked off. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like you can't
yeah,
talk about the genocide or this, that, or the
yeah.
third.
Erica Mindell, former IDF soldier and military instructor, is the new
Right.
public policy manager for hate speech on TikTok as of July 2025.
Yeah. See. So so there's supposed to be sweeping changes across the board with that. Israel
Mm,
just did a $45 billion deal with Google,
Google.
and so, there's going to be a lot more censorship in those spaces. And,
Mm.
this was something that Yahoo said earlier that they was like, yo, we're losing the media war. Like we're losing the war on social media. And it shouldn't be because it's mostly Jews who, own the social media. And this is from what they said. This is not me
Well, they're
saying
saying
it.
we're losing the youth is really what they were talking about when it
Yeah,
comes to the
yeah,
stance on
yeah,
Israel.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Another interesting thing too is there's a clip floating around of some I guess it was Zionists or Israelis talking about how the biggest threat they have is young black people in America. You know what I mean? So
You
I
got the
guess
clip? Oh,
yeah,
those are
I'm
powerful, bro. Those clips are, yeah, we got to start pulling these clips up 'cause it's different when you, like when you show me the, I forgot the dude's name, but when you start showing me those clips in real time,
yeah,
I feel like that's, it hits home. It hits harder when you hear it.
yeah, no,
Now
for
it's starting
sure.
to, okay.
So yeah, you know what I mean? So I think all of these things lead to, in one way, shape, or form, the moderation of society to whereas we can kind of like square things down to the social credit score that's emerging. So what's socially acceptable to speak about and not speak about is being crafted right now. And then like the way I see Palantir plays in on all this is that it becomes the central focal point for all of a person's data, all their social media history and everything. And then that system is going to determine what that social credit score or outcome would be, which
Which is important because that'll probably tie into universal basic income.
exactly, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I think all of those elements play a role, you know what I mean, in creating the new social credit score system. So
Mm.
when you talk about your data, when you talk about being censored, all of these things are converging, is what I see to form that.
Yeah, I think TikTok is a huge play, man, because then you get to create a new silo for America. Because TikTok was really the only leak that we had when it came to information and the algorithms that were giving us, you know, uncensored
Hmm.
information as it pertains to the world as a whole. But if you're, yeah, if they, yeah, man. And I like how Trump played it. He's like, I made a great deal. He says something like, I made a great deal with China. The youth are going to be very happy. We saved an app. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know. I don't know if the youth are gonna buy it, man. I really don't know how, because obviously it's gonna be a slow transition. They're not gonna change TikTok much, but like you said, over time it's gonna be something that just is consistently censored in favor of what you're saying is like yeah, Israel, which is double downing on investing into marketing, 45 million
Yeah.
into Google, the algorithms, advertising, like they're really
I think it was 45 billion.
45 million is what I'm seeing.
That's million? Okay. All right. Yeah.
Billion is crazy. Is it billion? Yeah, 45 million. That
Okay.
we know. I mean, obviously there's a lot more that goes into that, but they are revamping. And so yeah, I think that's yeah, I think you got it right. I think America is heading into this direction. And so like you said, Palantir, social credits, universal basic income, the economy is crashing. Obviously interest rates, I'm not sure if they announced it. Did you get any information on that? Did they
Yeah, they did. They actually did today. It's like they slashed it like a
how
half a
much?
percent or something like that. I think
Wow,
yeah,
point
to like
0.5.
yeah, to like not like 4.25, I believe, or 4.75. No, I think it's 4.25.
Okay,
It
yeah, yeah, 4.25. Yeah.
yeah, that they slashed it to. But let me play the clip for
0.25.
you. You can
Yeah,
see
right,
it?
yeah. Yep.
All right.
Mm,
So that's the sister Vicky Dillard page. That's the only place I could find on YouTube where the actual clip was at. But yeah, you
interesting.
saw that.
Interesting.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's interesting. They understand. Damn, they understand.
Yeah.
They understand, bro. They're really good at diagnosing the problem. They know.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh my God, they're
And
good.
that's
Okay.
because young black youth leads culture. Like if you tap into
Exactly.
streaming culture in particular, you got I show Speed out there. He's always talking about free Palestine.
For real.
Yeah, yeah, he's always repping Palestine and stuff. And then you have a situation where so yeah, like the young black streamers, and then you got Aiden Ross, he's really popular, and you got some other white streamers, but the black youth is really running
Yeah,
streaming
Kai
right
Cenat.
now.
I mean, Kai Cenat
Kai
and I Show
Cenat,
Speed are probably the two biggest ones.
yeah, I show Speed, and then Kai Cenat got a gang of other young streamers under him, and you know what I mean? So
Yeah, you got Drewski.
yeah, you got Drewski, so they're literally like the face of young black media, you know what I'm saying? And so they have the largest following. So, if they're
Mm,
against the war in Gaza and all those types of things, then they're gonna, have problems with the youth. But yeah, that's how I see it playing out, man. You know what I mean? So it's all relative. You know what I
yeah, it
mean?
is. It's all interconnected. That's interesting. So that's something to look out for then when it comes to because we know the end game. We know what their agenda is. We know what they want. It's just more so seeing how they go about doing it. And so like when you have the vision in mind, that makes it so much easier to just
Right.
follow the different trends and like kind of ignore the smoke and mirrors and
Yeah.
focus on policy, focus on where the money's going,
Hmm.
because that's really going to determine the state of America at least, right? Like this is more so as it pertains to America. I think globally we're seeing a different shift, a different direction, but it seems like America is double downing on just like bringing all resources in house and kind of just like resetting, and then or do you see something else?
Nah, it's when you said that, it just made me think about something else that I'm
Another
about to
movie,
pull up.
nigga. Another movie. We got what you think?
Nah, not a movie. 250 lawmakers is in Israel, right?
I seen that,
You saw that, right? Did you see the logo?
but no, I didn't.
You didn't see the logo? Okay.
Of what? The logo?
The logo that represents that.
They plant 50 trees in city. Is it a blue logo?
Nah, it's a
They're not even. It's not even showing up, bro. Now I really want to know. Usually it pops up. I'm on my Jamie shit.
yeah,
It's not even
yeah.
popping up.
So the basically the logo, here you go. Let me show you.
Found it?
Man, this is like a all right, so you see it?
There's no way, bro. Nah. There's no way.
50
Nah.
states, one Israel. All roads lead to to Israel. You know what I'm
There's no
saying?
way that's a real photo, bro.
That's
This
a
is real.
bro. This is on the Jewish
50
Chronicle.
states, one
Yeah.
Israel.
Jewish
Black.
Chronicle dot Times of Israel.
Oh my God.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a clean logo, but
Now
damn,
that's a dope logo,
that's a
but
clean.
that's clean. Clean. But I never you very rarely are you able to communicate through a logo the exact concept that you're trying to convey with the symbology. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And I think this captures
yeah.
everything. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It captures it. The all roads, as you see, all roads lead to Israel, 50 states, one Israel. You know what I'm saying? And then
my
let's
God. And you got
let's look at
Netanyahu on stage, bro. Like, and then you got all the lawmakers there now. Like, this is
yeah, let's see the there's a picture of all of them sitting down. Uh
of the lawmakers.
yeah, it's like a picture. You might be able to find it, but it's a picture of all of them sitting down. You just like, yo, damn, that's our whole country over there. So each States One Israel is a conference being held in Israel from September 14th, 2025 to September 18th, 2025 for state legislators from the United States and members of the Israeli government hosted by the Israeli Foreign Ministry. The conference was described as the largest delegation of elected officials to visit Israel. According to Leo Hayat, Hayat, Deputy Director for North America at the Foreign Ministry, lawmakers, including state legislators from all 50 states, were in attendance.
All
You were,
50.
mhm.
This is incredible. This is like it's so
Look at the
blatant, bro. I
logo.
feel like at this point they don't even care. I think at this point they just it's like it's like the last mile, you know? Like this feels like we did everything we could. Now we kind of have to just double down and see where the chips fall. Like this is like the end game where you can't even hide your cards.
Uh,
You just gotta be open and proud of like whatever it is you're doing, and then like empower. Because that's the only way that I see lawmakers doing the same thing. Because everything's been in secret since now, right? So I think them empowering lawmakers and politicians, like Ted Cruz got crucified by Tucker Carlson, right? Like, and so now you need that last bit of energy, and I feel like this is it for them. This is like make or break. I don't know. I feel like this is like the end or the
well,
beginning.
yeah, it might be the beginning of the of rain because
Really?
this that Asian guy that I was telling you about, the one that do the classes on
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
board. He
yeah.
has a video where he's breaking down how
How evil.
no, he's just breaking down how they want, like, part of the reason they may be doing everything if everybody face that way is because you gotta, like, remember, and this goes for Christians, Muslims, and Jews. There's
Hmm.
elements among the religion, the organized religion, who are pushing for the end times, you know,
Yeah, they
from all
want the hate.
religions.
They want the energy of the hate. Like they
Yeah,
wanna they
they
wanna
want,
increase the
yeah,
energy. Yeah, yeah,
right.
as a whole.
They want the world to be against them because
Yeah,
in their prophecy,
that's
when the
what's gonna
whole world
bring.
turns on Israel, that's when
Yeah,
God returns to help them conquer the
correct,
world or whatever. So
correct.
there's all these elements, you know what I'm saying, that are also driving. Like, it's no coincidence that there's hadith that speak about the end times being when the Bedouin Arabs are going to compete for building tall buildings. Like, there's no
Yeah.
coincidence why Saudi Arabia is trying to build a taller building in UAE or this, that, and the third. Like,
Ah,
these are points to help prophecy manifest. Like, they're doing there's remember when we was talking about the Masons and the Shriners and stuff yesterday?
correct.
Like, those are all other pieces in place too, where they believe they're there to help prophecy manifest. You see what I'm saying?
So
So,
that
like,
is the intent behind. That's an interest. I've always felt like prophecy meant like it would just happen naturally, but some people are intentionally, you're saying,
yeah,
creating these situations to
yeah,
bring about the end times
yeah,
because they believe that's in their best. That's going to give them the power that they need.
absolutely, absolutely.
And I never thought about it like that.
All three organized religions is involved. Like, the people at the higher ups that's behind the scene, they're
Yeah,
all involved with that. So they're all doing things to try to bring about these biblical, Quranic, and Hebraic prophecies. You know what I'm saying?
all at the same time.
Yeah, all at the same time, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
They
that's
literally
the thing.
want it. Oh my God. And that's the job. I mean, that's the Antichrist. And then you're seeing Peter Thiel talk about it's like, yeah, it's like orchestrated
Yeah,
on so many
100%.
different levels.
hmm That's the intent. You know what I mean? That's the intent.
Break down I'm not too familiar with the Israeli prophecy and their end time like beliefs. So it's like, is that, because I watched this video, is that accurate in terms of like the whole world turning against Israel and then that energy
Yeah,
is
yeah,
what
yeah.
kind of
Because
summons.
Yeah, because also like so there's like regular the religious prophecy and then there's like the occult mystical side of what
And
those who practice the Kabbalah is like, saying is going to happen. But ultimately they believe that everybody's going to be made their slaves. The whole of humanity are going to be the slaves, for Israel. Like that's what they believe. Like I mean, I can dress it up and make it sound a little bit better, but that's basically the gist of it in their prophecy. End times, God, comes to empower them and help them enslave the world, basically, and their
yeah,
chosen
you're
people.
right. Zechariah 12 and 14. All the
Uh,
nations of the earth will gather against Jerusalem.
hmm Yep. And I know it very well because I grew up Christian and then like I grew up Christian studying biblical end time prophecy type stuff.
Yeah.
And then like there were these Christians who are called Messianic Jews who believe in
Hmm.
Christ, right?
Hmm.
So like that's probably like the connective part that links the Christian world with the Jews to be able to like manifest that prophecy or whatever. So yeah, no, that's what they believe.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Now you really put it in perspective because that's like real evil. That's like true evil to me. Is like when you're trying to bring about the end of times intentionally.
I mean,
That's,
it all depends. It all depends on if the
I mean,
end
yeah, from
times is
their
in your
perspective, they
yeah,
believe
like
that that's like the savior. That's
it's
like, I get
it's
that.
their benefit.
I'm saying from
You know
the
what I'm saying?
Islamic perspective, we're like, obviously we have the Mahdi, but like the Dajjal, Gog and Magog, and like this is like the end. This is like truly,
Yeah,
this
I
is the
mean,
end. I never do it again.
at
Damn.
least that's what they're trying to make it the end. But it's like
And this ain't the
uh,
first time. I mean, obviously they've tried this multiple occasions, and we heard this early on too when it came to like the sacrificial cows, red herons,
yeah, I think they did it already.
that
The
happened
red
to be in
heifer.
Texas. The red
Yeah,
heifer, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think they did it already too.
yeah.
And
I believe
like
so.
a lot of times, like people don't really understand like behind the scenes what's going on because when Hitler was going around in World War II, he was collecting all of the ancient relics. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to do the same thing. Like he had a whole end time prophecy type thing he was trying to fulfill. That's why he was going around like getting all of these ancient relics. Because even that
Mm,
symbol that's the swastika, that's not originally a Nazi symbol. You can find that symbol all over the world. You know what I'm saying? The swastika symbol.
mm,
And it actually means peace in every culture. You know what I'm saying? You can find it in the Hindus, Native Americans. You can find it
yeah.
everywhere in the world. You know what I'm
Means
saying? That symbol.
well-being or good
Yeah.
fortune.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, man. You know what I mean? Him doing like them being on it like that is like this is like kind of like standard for organized religion to be on for like the last 2,000 years basically. You know what I'm saying? Like bringing about these end time prophecies or whatever. So the reason I brought that up though is because he was doing that. So now one of the things they believe is that the temple in Jerusalem that was set up by Prophet Suleiman alayhi salam,
Yeah.
they believe that the jinn is still trapped under there, with the 72 Goetia, the demons and stuff like that, that he used to build the temple of Jerusalem. So they believe they're going to summon, those beings again, to bring about
Mm.
the end times. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of sacrificing the red heifer. You know what I mean?
And that's an interesting transition because the jinn is the conversation,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to technology and AI. And it was interesting that Tucker Carlson actually poked at this with Sam Altman and kind of was insinuating that there's more to technology and AI that meets the eye. These
Who
are
said that?
beings. Tucker Carlson, bro.
He said there's a beings.
Yes, he's like it's a divine being. There's something more. It's like it's alive. These technologies,
Mm,
AI, the LLMs, like it's not just what they're making it out to be. It's not just another service or another. It's more. There's something. It's like alive. And he kept on describing it in a religious sense. And obviously,
mm,
Sam Altman isn't religious at all. And
mm,
that's another thing he kind of poked at, like where is your moral compass? How are these LLMs being designed? How does it get to decide, good versus evil? And so I know this is a conversation that we dived into on multiple occasions off camera when it comes
mm-hmm,
to
mm-hmm.
understanding technology and what it is. Is it magic? Is it spiritual? Uh, and just the layers of what electricity is, and just kind of unraveling that for people, because I think we sometimes don't really take the time to appreciate technology, and it kind of just happens, especially, the youth that were born into it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, what is technology? What is AI to you? And do you agree with Tucker Carlson? Is it something more than just, I don't know, is it more than just elements put together, or is there something behind it? Is there a force behind it? And Islam, obviously, notably, jinn is what we would say.
All right, so this you ready to go down the rabbit hole real quick?
Hey, y'all see her? Y'all see her? Y'all see her? Y'all see her? Oh man, buckle up, because this is
we about to
yeah,
go for a ride right
we're
here.
about to go for a ride, bro. This is like, nah, it's a real conversation that's not being had. This is
Yeah.
people don't really want to acknowledge it, but go ahead, man. Because you
Uh,
mentioned, yeah, there's a lot of unseen forces at play right now.
okay, okay. 1 second. We got okay. You brought up. Okay, let's just dive. Okay, hold on.
Just technology as a whole, and just kind of piggybacking off of the conversation they had, because it just seems like, even with Stan Moment, it just seemed like he's aloof to like the spiritual implications of technology. It seems like a lot of these elites don't really spend time pondering what technology really is. You know what I mean? Like, and I've been into the Bay Area, I've been to San Francisco, I see like their circle, and religion is just not a factor in most cases. Like, it's just not. They really just believe in science, technology, and like that's it. They don't. There's really nothing more to it. I don't know. It's weird. And
Hmm.
so
Hmm. Hmm.
seeing Tucker Carlson kind of dive into it from his, religious perspective, and kind of pushing out. It was just, again, anyone out there, watch the interview, man. It's incredible. But yeah, I mean, when it
All
comes
right.
to technology and AI, is it Jin? Is it just
Yeah, I
random?
believe. I believe it is. I believe it is. I believe all technology. So when I use the word spiritual, I mean quantum.
Mm,
The spiritual realm is the quantum realm, as far as I'm concerned. Like they're one and the
mm,
same. When you hear
mm-hmm,
the ancients describe the spirit realm, and you hear modern science describe quantum physics, it's the same.
mm-hmm,
Case in point, they used to have infrared night vision goggles, but they changed it to green because with the red infrared, with the infrared goggles that the military was using, people started complaining that they were seeing monsters. So whatever, remember the Quran tells us that the jinn can see us from a place that we can't see them, which means that they're physically, we're physically in the same space, but in
mm-hmm,
different dimensions. There's a veil that Allah has put over the humans to not be able to see into the jinn world. And when we look at what jinns are, by definition, right? Angels are made from light, right? Scientifically, lights are photons,
mm-hmm,
right? A light is a photon. And remember, I'll tell you about that melanin of being able to absorb all levels of photon and everything in the light spectrum. But now we also look at what a jinn is, because the angels made from light. Angels made from light, that means they are photons, basically.
mm-hmm.
When you look at what a jinn is made from, a jinn is made from what? Smokeless fire.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
The
a
only
very
thing that
specific term.
very
Smokeless
specific term.
fire.
It's an ancient term that describes electricity. See what I'm saying? Because that's the only thing that burns that's not smoke. That's the only fire you have that doesn't have a smoke unless we zap something.
Right.
You'll see the smoke left from the impact of it burning something, but not on its own. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's electricity. It's the
Yeah.
only that's the only way you can explain it. That's the only type of fire that's smokeless.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If you're watching The Conjuring or all of the movies, right? When
I've seen them all.
you've
Yeah.
seen them all,
Great
right?
movies.
They always mess with the electronics, the lights, everything that's electric. They when you look at the ghost hunter movies, they say, oh, it's the ghost hunter shows. They'll say, it's really pseudo, but what they're doing is they're looking for disturbances in the electromagnetic field,
Correct.
right? All right, so let's do some etymological research real quick, right? Let me share the screen.
Let's do it.
So
Buckle up.
first, we're gonna go to demon. You can see this, right? All right. Demon, an evil spirit, malignant supernatural being, an incubus, a devil from Latin, daemon, spirit from Greek, daemon, right? You see the different spellings of it. Deity, divine power, lesser god, guiding spirit, tutelary deity, sometimes including souls of the dead. One's genius, lot, or fortune from Proto-Indo-European. Anytime you see PIE, that means Proto-Indo-European, daemon or daemon, divider, provider of fortunes or destinies from root da, to divide. So this is from circa 1200s. So when you reading, anytime you're reading an etymology joint, it's taking you back to where like it goes back to where the origin is. You know what I'm saying? So this is like the origin of it. You know, this is where it
That's
starts, but
interesting.
this is the origin
Da
of it.
means to divide. Da
Right.
man to divide man.
I mean, yeah, divider,
I mean, that's
provider of
one way.
fortunes.
Yeah, that's
So
interesting.
also your demon is like it says, one's genius, lot, or fortune, right? So let's keep going. We can skip this because it goes into a whole bunch of stuff, which is it's relevant, but not to the point that I'm getting to. The usual ancient Greek sense, supernatural agent or intelligence lower than a god, ministering spirit, is attested in English from 1560s and is sometimes written daemon or daemon for purpose of distinction, meaning destructive or hideous person, is from the 1610s as an evil agency personified. So it did not always mean evil. The
Mm,
origin of it is one's genius or lot or fortune from Proto-Indo-European. Daemon, divider, provider of fortunes. And this is important because we're talking about AI, which is supposed to be genius.
intelligence. Yeah,
Right.
AI, artificial intelligence. Yeah,
Right. And
100%.
the word
Interesting.
genius has gen in it. That's we can go down that rabbit hole another time, but let's just go here, right? The
Mm,
demon of Socrates, late 14th century in English, was a daemononian, a divine principle or inward oracle. His accusers and later the church fathers, however, represented this otherwise. The demon stars from 1895 is Al Gall. Wow, what's this? You see this?
yeah, I'll go.
What is that? Okay, let's click on it. What is that? Right,
But
we're going
even
down the
like
rabbit hole.
genius, bro, Jin in us. I might be
Yeah.
reaching, but like
No, 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 no,
it's
no, no, no. It's
no
all
words are
relative.
powerful. I love it
Words
though.
are powerful. And the English language is a spell language. This is why it's all about
Uh,
spelling, because you're
yeah,
casting spells
exactly.
with the words. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Algol, variable star, Beta Persei in the constellation Perseus, late 14th century, literally the demon. So the word
Mm.
Algol is a star and it means the demon from Arabic, Al Ghul.
Oh my God, but I looked ahead. Oh shit.
Yeah. See, the demon, see Ghul. Okay, so if we skip down, the computer language, 1959 is a contraction of algorithmic language. See algorithm. You see? Then when you
Wow.
get to algorithm, 1690s Arabic system of computation from French algorithmy, refashioned under mistaken connection with Greek arithmos, number. From Old French algorithmy, the Arabic numeral system from medieval Latin algorithmus, a mangled transliteration of Arabic al-Khwarizmi, native to Khwarizm, modern Khiva in Uzbekistan, surname of the mathematician whose works introduced sophisticated mathematics to the West. See algebra, right? So what we just traced etymologically through language is the word demon relates all the way back to the word algorithm, coming out of the Arabic word ghoul. You see?
Yeah.
So let's go here.
Wow.
Let's go here for a second. Let's go to the other
And when you talk
stream.
about algorithms, even from like a content creator standpoint, the thing that gets the most clicks is hate, division, anything
Hmm.
that incites anger, just like lower frequencies is what does the best.
And we're not even
Yeah,
finished yet,
man,
right?
we're not
Because I'm
even
gonna go there
finished,
with you.
bro.
Check this. I'm gonna
Shit.
go there with you too. So media, right? Media, newspaper, radio, TV, perhaps abstracted from mass media, technical term and advertising, plural of medium, etc. Right? Media,
Yeah.
right? So it takes you to the word medium. And then when we get to the word medium, right? Uh, in spiritualism, person who conveys spiritual messages.
Social media.
See?
Wow.
Right? Okay. So let's stop there and let's go to another clip I
Stop
got.
there and make dua.
Off a law, word up. So check this out.
That's deep, bro. Okay, yeah.
This is the last part to it. Because I remember one time I had an issue and something was going on my computer and I had to reset it and partition it and all that. And I saw something in the back and they said this was a Damon script. So I was like,
Stop,
what the hell?
bro.
So check it.
Stop.
I said, what is the script running in the background of every computer called daemon? The script running in the background of a computer is called a daemon. Daemons are programs that operate without direct user interaction, performing various tasks for the systems. Definition of a daemon. A daemon is a program that runs as a background process in a computer system. It operates independently of user control and is designed to perform specific tasks or provide services without direct interaction from users. Origin of the term. The term daemon comes from the Greek word daemon, which refers to a spirit or divine being. It was popularized in computing by programmers at MIT's Project Mac in the 1960s, inspired by Maxwell's Demon, a thought experiment in thermodynamics. Examples of common daemons. SSHD manages secure shell connections. Cron schedules the executes tasks of specified intervals. HTTPD handles web server requests. Flyslogin manages systems logging. Background operation daemons run continuously in the background, waiting for requests or events. Independence. They start at system boot or when triggered by specific conditions. Service provisions. Daemons handle tasks like managing network requests, scheduling jobs, and logging system events. Long lived. Ideally, daemons run independent indefinitely until stopped by a user or a critical error occurs. Isolation. They often run under separate user accounts to enhance security. I mean, bruh. So the reason I did that is because I just wanted to show not my personal perspective, but
Yeah, yeah,
really
yeah,
what do these
yeah,
words we using and how do they apply when we get to the root of it, when we study it objectively. So when
yeah,
you ask me, what I think
yeah.
about what with Sam Altman and Carlson was talking about, that's what they was talking about.
Damn.
That's the etymology right there. That's not even just the etymology, but the script running on every background of every computer is called the demon.
Independent. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, that's
Crazy.
that is crazy. I mean, that's like that's technology, and that's the essence of technology of what it serves. It's almost like a portal for jinns to gain access to humans, because ultimately, I
Absolutely.
feel like that's been the goal of jinns always, right? Like that's the goal of
Hmm.
Shaitan. He's always been infatuated with humans, because go ahead,
No, it's a movie, right? One of the
of course,
I'm always talking about the movies. I forget which one it is, but it's The Exorcist, one of the Exorcist movies, right? And the person is possessed and they're in jail, and somebody's talking to them, and they said, it's so fun on this side. Like this is the demon talking to the person that's possessed. They was like, you can feel things, you can touch, you got sensation here. You know what I mean? So the whole thing the demon was saying was that, look, I came in to possess this person because I want to see what it feel like to be human or
right,
to experience the physical world type joint.
exactly,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So now
yeah,
there's an interface. Now remember the whole genie in the bottle thing? You rub the genie and it grants you three wishes. Remember Aladdin
Aladdin,
and he just,
yeah,
well, I mean, Aladdin took the story. The story is independent of Aladdin, but Aladdin shows you what it is, right? But the genie, you rub the genie bottle, and then you get three wishes. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying? Or just wishes in general. You tell her what to do. Like the genie's your slave once you get it in the bottle.
correct.
So AI is like the same thing. You see what I'm saying? The genie in the
Mm,
bottle. You see what I'm saying?
ah,
The same type thing because the genie in the bottle, the genie come from jinn. You know what I'm saying?
correct.
Here's another thing. the thing I was telling you about with the 70, the Goetia, that they say that those are the,
Yes, King Solomon.
yeah, the King Solomon, the Great and Lesser Keys of Solomon, stuff like that. So there's these diagrams that represent, there's like these sigils that represent each demon, right? Somebody had took those sigils and showed how those sigils correspond to emojis that we use every day in the computer.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can pull that up. But yeah, you know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Yep.
Emojis. I'm over here trying to figure out what the hell emoji even means. So it's all spiritual. I mean, that's ultimately like technology is a manifestation of the spiritual realm, and it's magic, gin behind it. I mean, even when we unpack what CERN is, I think a great show, and we're gonna talk about shows that really uncovers all of this, that put it into perspective in a practical way, is the
hmm
show Evil. The show
Yeah, yeah,
Evil
yeah, yeah, yeah.
is probably one of my favorite shows when it comes to really understanding all of this and how it
Nah.
plays into the roles of video games and social media and I mean it just like unpacks it all and it gives you a phenomenal perspective from a pastor to the scientist to the Muslim dude, the skepticist. Yeah, David Acosta and Kristen Bouchard. I mean it's one of my favorite shows, man. So if anyone is
hmm
like is interested in this topic, Evil is probably the go-to show that really it really talks about all this in real
hmm
time. Like it really goes into it. Lehman, what's his name? What's the devil's name in that show? Lehman?
Yeah, yeah. I think his name is Lehman. Let me I'll just
No,
play this
Leland.
video. I'll just play this video, but I'm trying to get the, okay, look, I'm gonna just, let me share my screen real quick. So check this, right?
Yeah. And then after this, we can kind of touch on why the Neuralink is so significant because
Right.
that's like the next step. I mean, that's full on access. Oh my God.
So you see this?
Yeah.
Right. So like this person, you can see this page.
To see it.
All right. So what made me investigate it was I came across this page, this video right here. This can you see it? Can you see it? You can
Nah,
see
just
it,
see the
right?
Google. Just the Google right now. Just the photos.
Okay, let me share the on the screen. All right, check this.
Oh, these are my guys. Yeah, these are the conspiracy Filipinos.
So, well, here's
That you know
another
what's
one.
no,
This
you know
is
what's
all
fascinating
script.
about that? You just reminded me. The show Evil is literally about the sigils, about finding
A
each
hundred
sigil.
percent, exactly, 100%. You see what I'm
I did
saying?
not
hundred
even.
percent. But
That's literally the
this is
whole point of
something.
every episode. Oh my
This, you see
God,
this video
bro!
right here too? This one, this don't got nothing to do with what we talk about, but this one, it just kind of coincide. But I just want to show
McDonald's
because I remember, yeah, look, this isn't just the McDonald's logo. It's a sigil from the book of black magic. The M and the logo is a symbol used in black magic. And yes, McDonald's founder Raymond Albert Kroc was a 33-degree Mason. So yeah, the whole point is, brother, is the entire system that has been developed has always been like, again, if you describe what we have today and you bring it back and you give them a time machine and go back, they're going to call the technology we have today magic. Magic is technology that hasn't been figured out or mastered yet. You know what I'm saying? Same difference. You know what I mean? So you're going to see a lot of this type of stuff in the tech world. You know what I'm saying? In technology. Now, you remember what the D-Wave computer CEO was talking about. He likened the quantum computer.
from Canada. Is that the
Yeah,
Canadian company? The
yeah,
Quantum.
yeah. The
Yeah,
quantum, the
yeah,
D-Wave computer. They made a quantum computer, and he likened it
yeah,
to summoning a demon. Remember in that
yeah.
video?
Yeah, nigga. What does the D stand for? And I was like, the
Could
demonic
be
wave.
exactly right. So yeah, man. You know we can we can move forward. But yeah, when you ask me that question, yeah, I definitely 100% think that's underlying what's going on when we just look at the shit. We just did a little quick rabbit, a deep dive into this, and you saw it. So yeah, that's what I think is going on, brother, for sure.
So it's just magic. It's just Babylon. This is like this. This is journey to master Jinn to reincarnate King Solomon's throne, and his power and dominion.
Yeah. I mean, that would be the people who want to sacrifice the red heifer and get under the Masjid al-Aqsa and do the because it's a whole and then like Solomon's temple is there. So yeah, it's all related. Like the details become less important when you realize all the elements of what's being discussed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So yeah, you know what I mean? A lot of people and they put a show out like Evil to show you that there's a side of things that's happening spiritually that cannot be accounted for with the regular understanding and discourse. But one thing I can tell you is when you like I used to like I was involved with like startup culture in the mid 2000s. You know what I'm saying? I had a couple of ideas that was stolen from me. I ain't gonna go there. But the point is that in that culture of like you said, you've been around it
the
in the
Bay
Bay
Area.
Area.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
Silicon Valley,
saying? Yeah, so they do shrooms and stuff a lot. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? They trip out.
ayahuasca.
Yeah, ayahuasca. So they're doing all of these things, these spiritual practices that are taking them to altered states of consciousness that are putting them in contact with other
Mm,
electromagnetic beings. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And they're making deals and doing stuff. And there's a guy named Dr.
they're
Kalindi
being
I. Yeah. There's a guy named Dr. Kalindi I, right? He died, but he was like this African Afrocentric martial artist, you know what I'm saying, for like
mm,
master for years. But his whole thing was that you're gonna have to take the mushrooms, the ethnogens, to make your brain compatible, or not even necessarily compatible, but to upgrade your brain to be able to compete with or fight against AI.
interesting.
Very fascinating. You can go down a rabbit hole when you get a chance. But I just found that concept very fascinating that he saw it like that. And then when you hear him break it down and say certain things, and you'd be like, that's fascinating. But yeah, man, the whole point is that world and that culture relies heavily on
Mm,
dungeon dragon magic type of understanding of things, the occult sciences of things. The occult sciences have always been the driving mechanism
mm.
behind technology. When you and again, this is what Hitler was doing when he was going around the world looking for the ancient relics.
Looking for the sigil.
Who's
Yeah, relics
relics.
as
You know what
well.
I'm
Yeah,
saying? Yeah,
relics.
relics
Yeah,
as well. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah. And that kind of like drives the narrative of like the Terminator in the movie The Terminator, and it shows like, and I was thinking about that earlier too, of like what would realistically unite all of mankind? What would it take? And the Terminator, like that movie just came to my mind. I was like, that
Mm,
makes the most sense. You know what I mean? Like when you lose, or iRobot, when you lose
mm,
control over the robots because they're essentially jinns, and
mm,
mankind now has to like undo what it I feel like I'm Kamala Harris, undo what
mm,
was already done.
mm,
But like, yeah, that's like that seems to me like where we're headed, because they're giving it full reign, and we haven't even touched super intelligence yet. We just broke ground when it comes to quantum physics, or quantum, like the quantum mechanics, or what is it? Quantum
quantum
computing,
computing.
rather. Yeah, quantum computing. So what we're seeing now is only just going to be like time is going to like our understanding of time in these next like 3 to 5 years is just going to change so much. I feel like we're going to live like all of reality, all of like history within like these next couple of years. Like everything is happening so fast, and technology is like almost warping everything in real time. And I'm just like fascinated. I'm just yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just fascinated. Like I'm still like processing it all, but just like understanding everything through the spiritual lens makes so much sense. It
Hmm.
just really brings everything together, even from like the religious standpoint. It makes
Hmm.
everything relevant.
Yep.
And used to, because they did such a good job growing up of like removing church and state, secularism,
Hmm.
religion, like nothing has to do with it. It's like no, it has everything to do with
Everything.
each other.
Everything
It's
to do
the
with each other.
opposite, bro.
It's the
Like when I read the
opposite.
Quran now, and like when I'm tapped into like what I'm seeing, and I'm like, yo, this is all like this is real. We're living in it. Like these are
Yeah.
stories that are being told to like give us perspective on what's happening. And
I tell people all the time, man, your imagination and creativity is very key and important because again, like I always say, man, if you look at the movies, the Harry Potter, all this stuff. Like if you look at the like if
oh
people
yeah,
look
Harry
at
Potter. No, no, I was gonna, one second. I was gonna say that like Harvard, MIT, like now I see it in the lens of like Hogwarts. Like they're
It
not just
is.
learning,
Yeah.
they're learning magic. They're learning
Right.
technology.
Exactly.
And for this, though, you know what I mean? Like that is Hogwarts in real life. Like that's what's happening, whether
Right.
they know it or not. Like these are, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No,
like
no,
I
no.
had
You're
that thought earlier
100%.
of like these schools are more than just they're more than just what they're saying.
Today's society, like the reason they put this stuff in the movies is to desensitize you to it and make you think it's make believe for entertainment. But
Yeah.
they show you every time in like any movie that's dealing with like a quest where there's a king and there's a warrior and there's a mage, the whole Dungeons and Dragons gambit and what's important about that is that they show you that in Stranger Things that the kids who were playing the board game Dungeons and Dragons knew how to deal with these beings that was coming from
Mm,
the upside down, the other side. And these
yeah.
people who played those games are the ones who run technology. That's the nerd round. What the nerds play. They're the ones that run the technology. But when you look at
Yeah.
what they're doing, right, and all of whether you played, whether you play Final Fantasy, whether you play some Skyrim, some any type of RPG game or some movie, whatever, there's always a stone, some type of magical stone
Mm,
or amulet, right? Stone, right?
yeah.
Precious metals and stones is what we use to run our technology.
Yeah. Minerals. That's what we call them.
Minerals. The quartz
Like
crystal,
Centenos. Like the yeah.
perfect
It's
example.
literally marble. Yeah. It's literally what it is. The whole thing's about the stone.
Collecting the stones.
Yeah.
See? Because the minerals is what's used in the technology.
Mm,
You can't have cell phones or lit without lithium and cobalt, right?
yeah.
You have to use gold and silver and all these other types of precious metals and stones and minerals to make the technology work. Technology is just crystal, precious metals and stones. The remote control works because it's a quartz crystal on the end that allows it to project a laser to the TV. You know what I'm saying? Or wherever you're pointing it
Mm,
to. It's a quartz crystal there. So they showed you in those that magic, i.e., technology, is dealing with precious metals and stones at the base root of it all. If you open these things up, this is all precious metals and stones in here.
yeah. And then you start to realize why niggas is going to war. Like this is real power that they're fighting for. And Africa happens to have most of these minerals and stones. Like this,
Bro,
yeah.
they've been,
Wakanda, that's the source of like endless amounts of
they
power
had the,
as they
they
see
had
it.
the
Yeah.
best stone, which was the vibranium.
Vibranium, yeah.
Now, look, now in Haiti, right? You
Mm,
hear a lot about Haiti being like this, the worst country on earth type joint, right? But Haiti has iridium. Iridium is a rare earth mineral, right? That is just
mm.
like that. It's just like an amazing mineral that, and it has you can't really find it anywhere else in the world. You know what I'm saying? I think like
That
the
makes so
iridium
much sense. They destroyed it. They destroyed Haiti
for the minerals,
for the
for the
mineral.
precious metals and stones. Cobalt in
Yeah.
the Congo. You know what I mean? You got this metal, that metal. So all that's used for the technology, the magic.
Magic.
When you
And they're
look at
all
the wizard with the wizard with the staff, what does he usually have on the top of the staff? Some type of
yeah.
precious metal, crystal, or stone.
Gandalf. Yeah.
Gandalf. Oh, the warrior with the special blade is some type of special metal. It's
Mm,
always that. It's always been that. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. Damn. That's exactly what you're saying. Like it makes so much sense.
Yeah. It's just that people separate themselves from the realm of imagination and creativity because as you become
Mm,
an adult, society dull your senses. You see what I'm saying? It tells you to not think of the extraordinary as if it doesn't exist when they're doing it in front of your face so that you don't realize that this is what they're doing. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying? I learned I peeped that when I when I had
Mm.
some court battles back in the day, and I started learning that like the language they use and the way court is
Yeah.
set up and the way the whole
Bro,
thing
me
is set up.
too.
It's
That's
just
literally
like
what
a
opened my eyes, family
yeah,
law.
bro.
Like when I started dealing with like the courts, it really opened my eyes to like, oh, there's a different game being played. And
Right,
that's what started the journey of like unraveling like what is happening. There's something like
right,
because I'm the type of guy that likes to figure it out. Like I'm
right.
curious and I really did my best, but like what something was there was like a resistance. There was like a barrier, like a
Mm-hmm.
spiritual
Mm-hmm.
wall. It was
Mm-hmm.
something like not
Right.
allowed, and it was like yeah. And so that's really what got me going. That was really was like the interest of like
Yeah. That's what did it for me
pursuing
too.
a new paradigm. I was like, there's some more to this. Like this is
Yeah.
I'm fighting something that's bigger than me. Like this is not a just
100%
yeah. Like it's not just people. Like there's something here that's like, and you're right. Like
force.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it's like, yeah, man, that's so when Tucker Carlson and Sam Altman is talking about this, the people that are watching it, they're like, oh, these guys are just rich and they're smart and rich. And it's like,
Mhm.
nah, buddy, they're telling
Mhm.
you,
Yeah.
you know, what's really going on. And when you see the way Sam Altman did not want to acknowledge, like he's Jewish, but he looks at himself as just like a culturally a
Agnostic or
Jew.
some shit, like an
Yeah,
atheist slash
yeah.
agnostic. Like he doesn't
He's
care. Like they don't
culturally a
think they're
Jew.
not. Yeah,
He's
culturally, like
culturally a Jew, but he's not theologically one. You see?
correct.
But he is ran like the ones who are theological, they run the show. The ones who are
Mm,
agnostic, they just put out front as the tech geniuses, the business geniuses. You can go see, like, there's a video of this rabbi, and they has all of these celebrities pulling up to them, kissing his hand, like Steven Spielberg's mom is in, or allegedly, they said his mom came, all these other type of celebrities. So my point is that the religious or theological ones are the ones who run things, not the little tech guys and the stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
mm. Yeah, tech guys are just cultural Jews that are just like kind of making the most out of their currency being Jewish, like their network, the
Right,
money, the
right,
resources, but they're not
right.
actually like
Yeah.
yeah,
And
like
they're
you
not the
said, they don't
power
really believe.
players. They just propped up
Yeah,
there. You know what I'm saying? So when they're talking about it, you know, you have to, he like really didn't want to admit that God was real. You know what I'm saying? Or that
yeah,
there's some type of, you know, force greater than all things that are behind the scenes, you know, controlling things. He didn't want to acknowledge that. You know what I'm
literally,
saying? So
literally, bro.
yeah.
And again, I know why because it's not that like he's part of a like a cult. He's part of like this community that he has to go back to. You know what I mean? These
Hmm.
conversations, like they all have an agreement when it comes to God. Like
Hmm.
they don't acknowledge. You know what I mean? So like even if he wanted to, he wouldn't be able to because he
Yeah.
takes it takes precedence is the community that he's from rather than the world. Like it's a small like
Mm.
collective, right? And they all have the same philosophy. They all have the same belief and doctrine when it comes to that for whatever reason. So even if he wanted to, he couldn't. Like he prefers his community over like the world, and that's what you saw. You saw like that, like him, that reluctance, like
Yeah.
acknowledgement, and same with Elon. Elon did the same shit. Like they all have Peter Thiel. They all like have that, like
Yeah.
is God real? And they're like, like they can't even like, you feel me? All of them, they all have the same. They can't give you a clear answer.
I
None of
always
them, bro.
wonder how they're able to get billions of dollars in investments and they can't speak coherently. Like none of them
None of them.
ever has given a
None of them.
coherent answer filled with
All of them, bro.
you like, what is this? Just glitching out.
No,
Like,
yeah,
you know
bro.
what I'm
Literally
saying?
glitch. Yeah,
Like, how did y'all get,
yeah.
did y'all talk like that in front of investors? They gave y'all billions of dollars? That's crazy. I mean, you know, that's
I
just
gotta try
wild.
that one day, bro. I gotta try that as a pitch. Just see
Yeah.
if I should have did that with Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
Back up.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
it'll work there. Because,
it
you
would
know,
have
and
worked.
not to make fun of anybody, but a lot of them are autistic. And
Yeah,
so
you gotta
they're
have
on the
some
spectrum in
level of
some type
like
of way,
you have to.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, and this is what they say makes them, you know, but because I always said to myself too, like when you hear about how Sam Altman got Elon to invest in open AI in the
Initially, yeah.
beginning,
Well, it was
he
a
just simply,
nonprofit. It wasn't a profit. It
yeah,
was like a nonprofit. Like you talking about
yeah,
like
yeah,
as a
yeah.
partner, like
Yeah, as a
invest
part,
as
he just
in.
emailed him.
Yeah, exactly.
So then you'd be like,
I want to see that email.
they put it out though.
Oh,
Sam
did
Altman
they?
actually had put it out. Like at one point he did. He put it out. Like you probably should be able to find it. But my question is, how did y'all know each other? Like where does
Mm,
Sam Altman come from? You
mm,
know what I'm saying? Like who are you to just email Elon and then be like, yo, okay, I'm gonna give you some billions to huh? So this is a
mm.
realm and a society that is separate from everybody
100%
else.
separate.
They want us to believe these guys came from the bottom, got it out of the mud, came up with a great idea, bootstrapped it. Nah, man, these people, as you can see, have been groomed and grown to be in the positions that they come to inherit and take over.
No, the
And not
grooming
that
is
I have
real.
a problem with that. I'm just
No, no,
saying
no. I
that's what's
think no,
happening.
Sam. So Sam, I'm familiar with Sam's story because I'm very tapped in with like Y Combinator, and so
Okay.
him and Paul Graham, like he was like Paul Graham's like his mentor, right? Paul Graham's like the founder of YCon. So Sam Altman came up under him as like a prodigy, and so then eventually he took over Y Combinator, and that's how he became like Sam
Mm,
Altman, right? And then a lot of people,
okay.
even within the circle, are like Sam Altman's really good. He's a good pre, and you can see like he's one of the few. I actually like Sam Altman. He's one of the few that actually is able to like him even just talking to Tucker Carlson. I was like, wow, like
Yeah.
it was a hard like Tucker Carlson
Yeah.
does not play
Yeah. Yeah.
around,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there is a sincerity with Sam Altman, and I could understand why him and Elon go at it because I can
Mhm.
see like Elon is all about just like conquering, like world
Mhm.
domination. And Sam Altman is a lot more genuine in that, like, even with interacting with ChatGPT compared to Gronk, you could tell the difference. Like, one you could see and feel like is more relatable, more genuine, right? Like, Gronk is like a beast. Like, it just takes on the personality of like their founders. So I can understand because a lot of these guys at the top, yeah, they're one. Like you see it on even on the All In conference. Like I like to look and gauge at that, like who's going to these conferences. But within their circles, they also beef, and we talked about this,
Mhm.
right? Like at the
Yeah.
top, they all agree on the vision, but even amongst their own circle, there's clique. And so you could see like Tucker Carlson, and he mentioned this. He was like when he tried to grill him, he was like, "You and Elon are friends." And so that tells you like Tucker Carlson was on the All In podcast, right? On the All In conference.
Mm.
Elon was on the All In. So they have
Mm.
their own like
Yeah.
clique
Yeah.
with it. And
Yeah.
Sam Altman is not a part of that. But I
Mm.
think Trump likes Sam Altman because he's more trustworthy. At
Mhm.
the end of the day, he's a lot more trustworthy and a
Mhm.
lot safer than Elon getting a contract like that. And then you see Sam
Yeah.
and Larry Ellison, they have a relationship with Oracle.
Mhm.
They're doing that.
Mhm.
You see what I mean? Like, so there's
Yeah.
elite, and then within the elite, there's pockets.
Yeah.
And so
100%
it's like,
clicks. Clicks. Yeah.
yeah, so that's why I'm like, oh, okay, I like to just kind of connect the dots
But
and see
Sam
where everyone
Altman is
is.
actually a lot more honest too than
Honest,
I'm
he's
used to
genuine, bro,
seeing, you know,
for sure.
because they asked him one time, he has a bunker
Yeah,
and he has like a whole doomsday bunker in case
yeah,
AI goes rogue. And he told everybody when he first was coming out with open AI, like, yo, there's a percentage that there's a chance this thing could go left. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah,
So
he's
like
very honest,
he's
and
the
if he
first and
doesn't
only to
know,
say that. He's the first and
yes,
only to say that. Well, Elon did too. He did say there's like a 20% chance that AI could go rogue. But see, here's the thing
but
Elon's
that's
doing.
after Elon. Elon, you could tell has an objective, like he's more intentional. Sam is
Mhm,
really just like creating something, and he's just in love with the product, right? Like he's not
mhm,
thinking long distance. He's not thinking
mhm,
long term. He's not thinking like that's the vibe I get. And he's very
mhm.
genuine, even in his responses. If he doesn't know, he's like, I never thought about it. Like he just
Right,
seems like a genuinely
right, right, right. I agree, 100%.
that's the vibe I get.
That's part of why I use
ChatGPT,
ChatGPT more than the other
100%,
platforms.
one
I'd never use
hundred
Grok.
percent,
I
bro.
would never
Hell
use
no,
Grok.
hell
He's
no,
never getting any of my data. Like,
hell no.
I would never use Grok. You know what I'm
Yeah, like
saying?
Sam Altman's pushing for privacy when it comes to like policies in the government. Like when
Yeah,
it
yeah,
comes
yeah,
to
yeah.
like
Anytime I
Elon
see
would never do
somebody,
that shit.
exactly. And anytime I
Never.
see somebody tell a government like, nah, I'm like, okay, I could rock with you. Anybody who stands
Yes,
up to the
bro.
courts and be like, nah, you can't just subpoena the records like that and get
Yeah,
everybody
bro.
records because it's a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect that for
Yeah.
sure.
It's all
You know what I
magic.
mean?
Like Sam, I see as like Gryffindor. I see Elon as like Slytherin. You know what I mean? Like I see like that's how I compartmentalize
That's how they
them.
see themselves too. When they're
Yeah.
envisioning these things, this is why Peter
Yeah, I'm
Thiel
sure.
talked about the Eye of Sauron. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
yeah, Lord of the Rings.
Palantir being the
Yeah.
Eye of
You looked
Sauron.
into that? You seen that?
Yo, that tripped me out, bro. I'm
I
like,
know, I
yo,
know.
you know what I'm saying? So like his reference to that shows you that's just how they see it as well. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying?
Yeah.
100%. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's people got to buckle up, man. We living in some
But
very
you got to
interesting
know,
times.
you got to be aware of like the game that's being played. And I think a lot of people are NPCs, right? A lot of people are not even aware of the reality. And that's why I think Andrew Tate did so well in depicting society as the matrix and bringing that concept back, because a lot of people are just being used for the energy. That's really what's happening when you peel back the layer of the spiritual realm, right? A lot of people are just being used on social media. Their attention, their energy, their time is all being funneled into the system that's feeding off of it. It really is. Like that's really what is happening on a deep level, right? Like so
Absolutely.
there's a reason why people are gravitating toward these figures and like these like these cultural iconic movies or TV shows and like replaying
Hmm.
it back. So
Yeah. Yeah. It
yeah,
explains
man,
a lot.
it's a heavy. Yeah, no, it explains everything. I
Yeah.
mean,
Facts.
yeah, bro. If y'all watch this episode, I mean, this is really another phenomenal episode,
Now
bro. We
that's
just
a
never know,
phenomenal
but
one.
this
This
is
this is
like,
this one is gonna break some atoms for real.
yeah, like,
I mean, just with
yeah,
the
cause
proof, just with the screenshots, just the proof.
yeah, just yeah, the etymology, yeah, and it's connecting and correlating with like the youth's like understanding of superheroes and comics and TV
Yeah.
shows, and just giving them a new perspective of like how these come about.
Yeah.
It's rooted in truth.
Yeah. Thousand
Video
percent.
games, like it's stimulation, like we all feel that. Like this is really what it is. Like you said, on the real
Right.
level though, like with real consequences, but nonetheless, like
Yeah.
this is the game,
This
the
is the
game of life.
game of life and death, and
Yeah.
they're telling this that you gotta think about like why is there billions of dollars invested into making movies?
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Why is it billions of dollars invested? Why is the government involved? Why is industry involved? Why is so many things involved with media and films? Because all about the messages that's being disseminated and its
hmm
effect on the people that's digesting that programming, that information, right?
Yeah.
So you control the masses through the media and you inform the masses through the media. And because people are looking at this thing as entertainment
hmm
instead of education,
mm
they're missing the lessons that is being conveyed by the elites, which is for the most part preparing you for the world that's unfolding
Yeah.
since they've been dropping it. And you
Yeah.
can guide the pathway and trajectory of society by projecting into their minds what things are, what it could be, and what possibilities exist. And then the people will, because I'm into the whole reprogramming the subconscious. You know what I'm saying? That whole thing.
Man, you and me both, bro.
RAS filters, right? So we know how significant
Yeah.
messaging is and its impact on the subconscious mind, and how when
Mm,
things get to the subconscious mind, that's your autopilot. That's your
yeah.
autonomous operation back there. That's your operating system. So you're going to
Right.
act out and do things
It's
in
your
an
software.
autonomous capacity. Exactly. Without being consciously aware of it, which is what a lot of this media is doing, is programming people on a subconscious level. Even when it comes to music, anything
I was
that's
gonna
repeated
say,
3 times is
yeah,
hypnotizing you. It's
exactly.
hypnotism.
Especially the element of emotion, because that's really what transforms the game. If you're able to repeat repetition whatever is being said, and you can invoke an emotional energy with it, that's it, bro. That's your subconscious being tapped into, and
That's
that's
a
what's really
fact.
transforming. How I mean, that's what I mean. Going back to like the black community and the NWA and music, like that's not a coincidence
Mhm.
that they then started to normalize violence, normalize what was being said in the
Yeah,
music and
yeah,
projected in reality. Like
right.
that's by design. But the reason why
Because
CIA put so much money into the music and the black specifically music industry, hip hop, because that's powerful. Even me, like
yeah,
when I listen, I stop. I'll do it maybe here and there with my kids, but like overall, I'm listening to like handpan music or like frequency music or the Quran. You know what I mean? because it really does play. And then you also see like with white people, all listen to like Hans Zimmer, right? Like
Hmm.
non lyrical
Hmm.
music.
Hmm.
And you see like white people when they go to opera, I was like, why the hell these niggas be? But now I'm like, oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You can create your own
Opera.
reality by invoking this energy and then
Right.
affirmations
Right.
and whatnot, as opposed to being fed lyrics and being
Right.
programmed. Yeah.
But see, there's the other thing is there was always a war in hip hop because when it first started, like for instance, right, you'll see there's like Palestinian Egyptian rappers now, like they're rapping about the issues that are going on in their country, right? And so when hip hop first emerged, outside of it being a party, something that people could just like, do some distraction and party to, there was a
Well, that
message.
was
There was always a message.
before. You saying before? Okay, before that there was a message.
Well, before, okay, so it goes like this, right?
You got Raekwon and like you got all these like
Yeah, before, but like, so,
KSR9,
yeah, so KRS-One, all that, like you
KRS
got,
One.
you got the 70s, right? You got hip hop
Yeah,
emerging in the 70s. And when it emerged to be
conscious rappers. That's what we call them.
necessarily just some good fun, good old fun. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Just like party rock, you know what I mean? Like, just having a good time. Wasn't positive or negative, just about having a good time. And
house
then
party.
the messages started coming, like the Sugar Hill Gang came. It's like a jungle sometimes. It made me wonder why I keep from going under. That was the
Conscious.
first conscious record that was created in hip hop for the most part.
Mm,
And then that's when social commentary about what was happening in the neighborhood, right? What was happening in
mm,
the communities. And then you started having your public enemies, your ex clans, who was like Afrocentric. So it was an intention, KRS One, like it was an intention to educate and promote peace and positivity through the music, right? And then that's when the music execs came in with NWA. Now,
mm,
NWA was just talking about what was happening on the West Coast because they were talking about the police brutality, the drugs, because the drug war started out there. You see what I'm saying? In terms of like, that's where the CIA started bringing the drugs in first. And so from that, they had a lot of social commentary too, but they put a lot of degeneracy in the music, which
yeah,
was in
exactly.
many ways reflected of how they were living in those communities. But it wasn't something that anybody was going willing to put on Front Street until the music companies wanted to exploit that. So it wasn't
Mm,
until NWA came out that the music became like super negative, right? And then you
mm,
hear Too Short talking about it, where he wanted to rap positive and the music labels didn't. And so then after Snoop, Dre, NWA, the early 90s,
Tupac, Biggie.
you had a Tupac was always on some like conscious music type stuff, but you had Wu-Tang come out, you had Nas come out, you had a lot of these other conscious type artists that would, they may have been talking about certain things that was going on in the
Yeah,
community, but they were
Tribe
like
Called
shining a
Quest.
light on it. Tribe Called Quest, all of that, right?
Yeah.
And then you had Puffy and Biggie come out with a materialism, like they just
Mm,
like was all about materialism. So my point is, there was always this like pushback in the music industry when it comes to hip hop of whether people should be making negative music or positive uplifting music or music that would teach you and give you knowledge. Because I'm gonna keep it real with you, the rappers was teaching the
yeah,
youth
yeah.
through the music.
Even Jay-Z. I mean, he was pretty prominent in his music.
Yeah, his first album. You know what I'm saying? He
First
was
album,
going
yeah.
into a lot of even before then. You see him talking about different conscious elements and stuff like that. So it was always there. It literally was teaching people, but that element was always there trying to subvert it. And so now what you have is just like pure degeneracy when
Yeah.
there was always pushback. Like me personally, I didn't like I was from Brooklyn, but I never really liked Biggie and Puffy movement like that because
Mm,
I'm in this the seventh or eighth grade. The most you could get in the seventh or eighth grade is a summer job. Wasn't nobody making no
mm,
money in the seventh or eighth grade, but unless you was some young dude selling
yeah.
drugs on the block, right? I watched that music, that form of music, make young girls start to sell themselves to older men for money, to get Chanel, to get Gucci and all these different things, trying to live like Lil Kim, trying to live. And then these girls are teenagers.
Mm,
I've seen young dudes start thugging and wilding in the street to try, like, there was real influence from the community, but the music influenced a lot of bad behavior. You know what I'm saying? For those
mm,
who, so the people who was like on your Wu-Tang, on your Nas's, on your this, on your, they
Rakim.
was, it was like, nah, I don't want that commercial radio plays. So I'm just saying there was always like this
Good versus evil
conflict.
type shit.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Enlightenment or empowerment versus, you know,
100%.
degeneracy, and which is always going to be the case, especially when they see
Mm-hmm.
something so influential like music. They're going to weaponize it. I mean, that's just, and
100%.
that's really what I was. That's really what the theme of this conversation with Tucker and Sam was. Is like AI is going to be here, right? Like he was trying to grill him and make it look like there was something wrong with the technology because of all the different potential negative like consequences that can come from that. And so he's very skeptical and cynical when it comes to that. And it was just like you're never going to have all the answers. You're never we're just not going to know. That's just the reality of it. You can create the moral rails around it, which I think that's what you're trying to get at to kind of minimize the amount of damage. But ultimately, there's going to be people that are wicked that are going to take advantage of it and use it in a way that's demonic. Like that, there's no avoiding that. There's nothing in history that shows you could just create a silo over a technology and nobody's going to weaponize it or use it for evil. That just doesn't exist. You know what I mean? And so like that's the only part about I didn't really agree with when it comes to Tucker and like his attitude towards technology and AI as a whole. I like that this conversation is being had. I like that he's pushing it forward, but overall I'm like, it's here. The guardrails should be set and these founders should be thinking about the moral implications. I think that's important. But ultimately, like it's what you do with it on a personal level, right? It's how you
Mm-hmm.
use it to empower yourself, empower your community, and really that's it. That's all you have power over. Like technology is here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, two things. I almost want to go back into the hip hop thing because I know I just had like an interesting thought in
Mm-hmm.
terms of the conversation we had I think yesterday, 2 days ago about 9/11 and how it
Mm-hmm.
feminized like Muslim leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost seems like in the same timeline, the music became more feminine. And the introduction of like Pharrell, Kanye, Kid Cudi, like these
1,000%.
figures that I fuck with.
1,000%.
But
Yeah.
like there was also a switch in the black culture at the same time as like the Muslim religion. And I think that's like fat. It's always like you said, like there's always a correlation between the
There's always
two,
going to be that
especially in
correlation, bro.
and so like yeah, that was just
Always
like,
it.
interesting. When you said that, I was like, oh wow, like yeah, that's actually black culture changed too, like musically. Niggas started wearing
Yeah.
dresses and like
Yeah.
all this
I
weird
remember it.
stuff. Like 150, it was like Get Rich or Die Trying, and then 150 lost to Kanye
Right.
with like his teddy bear on the album.
Right. Yeah.
That was
Graduation.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. That was like the end of like the masculine era in music and the beginning to
Well,
like
yeah.
'cause I'm happy. It's like, bro, oh
Yeah.
shit, like
No, 100%. See, but here's how it started. Like, I remember all through the 90s. In the 90s, they called it hyper masculine, right? It was hyper masculine.
mm,
And C. Dolores Tucker used to beef with like Tupac and a lot of other rappers because they were saying it were, it was disrespecting women. It was just under fire for being like hyper
which is
masculine and
valid.
you know what I mean? I mean, yeah. I mean, valid and invalid. It's like there's a lot of like when you're a young guy who got no opportunities and you just trying to make it out the hood and you talented with putting words together and music together, you just trying to feed your family.
Yeah,
It's not that deep to you.
yeah,
You trying to make something that the environment could respond to because that's where you come from. They're not thinking long term, even though
correct.
their pawns being utilized by bigger powers. To them,
Yeah,
it's just, yo, I'm just trying to make some money to feed my
yeah.
family and come up, right? But there's all this other stuff around it. So it started there. And so once and that was a thing. It coincided with the LGBT movement because there was rumors that there were gay rappers back then, right? And
Mm,
so the hyper masculine, they were saying like this hyper masculine image of the rappers and music is toxic or bad for the country, for the United States. So what you started to see was like, for instance, like you had a lot of black women complaining at the time that like, oh, they're objectifying the women and disrespecting and degrading the women. So what they ended up doing is they stopped putting black women in the music videos and they put biracial and racially ambiguous women and white women in the videos. right?
That's like
Because
the
we're going down either way. So it's like y'all complain, okay, we're gonna swap y'all out and put these ones in here. So then what happened is they start
mm,
complaining, saying that, oh, they don't honor our beauty anymore, right? But this is the
mm,
games that was being played. So by the time you get to the 2000s,
yeah, it's like the Amber Roses.
50 Cent represented the last of the gangster
Yeah,
rapper. So that's why they had
yeah.
him and Kanye go up face
Wow.
off. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because music is always a ritual. So they had them
Mm,
face square up. And see, I didn't like Kanye till everybody started hating him. When he first came out, I
mm,
always thought his music was dope. But I always
yeah,
looked at, I'm like, yo, they're feminizing hip hop.
yeah,
You see what I'm
yeah,
saying? The way they dressing, Pharrell, Pharrell, Kanye, make great music. I'm just saying they, to me, when
yeah,
I was looking at growing up and looking up, I'm like, they represented that shift of where the gangster rapper, or because the conscious rapper got replaced by the gangster rapper, right?
yeah.
You don't see the new conscious rapper come back around till you see J. Cole and Kendrick. You see what I'm
Mm,
saying?
mm-hmm.
But they got replaced by the gangster rapper. The gangster rapper got replaced by the effeminate rapper. Like, I find it ironic too that Dame Dash, you gotta watch that interview. This is the most hilarious interview, probably the best
Well,
interview
Breakfast Club?
Breakfast Club ever had.
Yeah, I've seen it like 3 times, bro. It's one.
The one
Yeah.
from yesterday, right?
Yesterday, he had another one?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He had another one.
Oh,
You
yeah,
guys
I'm
see the
on
one
there. Oh,
yesterday.
Dane Dash is back? No,
Yeah,
I meant
yeah,
the
yeah.
original one.
So
Yeah, I
he was
love Dane
breaking
Dash, bro.
down. He was calling Charlemagne out and saying that Charlemagne isn't a masculine representation that black men need and that men need representing us. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? Because of some
mm.
of the suspect things he says and does. Right? I'm just,
That's crazy. Anyone would even consider him to be like a masculine figure.
but the fact that Dame
That's
Dash was
wild.
saying this openly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also openly talking about, like, he just kept calling them gay and, like, it was
Nah.
crazy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it,
Yeah.
bro. We need that. We need that. We need that, bro.
I'm just
Okay,
saying,
so
like,
masculinity is
so
coming
that
back
lets you
for black
know,
people.
well,
The
that
culture's
lets you
changing.
know, that lets you know that with Trump being in there and you got all of this racism and like, anybody can say anything about anybody now. It's a different ball game. You know what I'm saying? It's a different
Yeah,
ball game. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta check that interview though. That was a dope
I'm on it.
interview.
No, no, I'm on it.
Yeah,
I'm on it. I'm already looking
yeah.
at the thumbnail.
All right. So
Yeah,
there's
I'm talking
like a
about the original
pushback
one.
against all of that. You know what I'm saying? There's a
That's good.
pushback against all that feminization that's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I want to say real quick, going back to Elon and Sam Altman, is I gotta give Elon credit.
Oh wow, this is
Elon
new.
was pissed. Yeah, no, he was pissed when they took open AI
I made it
from
profitable.
nonprofit open source to for
Yeah,
profit. He was
that's
furious
interesting.
because he saw
Yeah,
that as not being what it was intended for, which was supposed to benefit humanity as a whole and for it not to be capitalized. So
that's
they
true.
say a
Yeah.
problem in the AI community space is that no one wants to recognize the pitfalls of AI for the sake of, like, nobody's focused on ethics or anything. Everybody's just trying to
Mm,
get to AGI and they don't care because they got to get there before the other person or the
I'm
other
trying to.
company gets there. You see? So what that does is that's the competition of capitalism that puts
Yeah,
profits before something we all
people.
realize needs, exactly, something that needs to happen. Like, you can't put
Yeah,
profits before people. You
yeah,
see what I'm saying? So that's one thing I gotta give Elon credit for though. He was against
yeah.
that
You're right.
completely. And that's why him
Yeah,
and Sam Altman ended up beefing.
yeah. And that was like the birth of Grunk.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Which
Because at
now
that point,
isn't
yeah,
open, which isn't free and open
yeah,
source.
yeah.
Now, a study just came out, not even study, but Horowitz, I think is one of these venture capital big guys for venture capital. 80% of startups that he's I guess engaged with are using Chinese open source AI to develop their platforms on. Now,
Mm.
Nano Banana, that image editing tool that Google just dropped, Nano Banana, excellent. But now Seed Dance 4.0 just surpassed them, and that's from China. You see, on the image editing. So
So similar to DeepSeek, like the DeepSeek and
yeah,
LLM.
everything China's doing is open source.
Yeah,
You see, so the new
for a fraction of the cost.
systems are being built off of the Chinese layer as opposed to America
Mm,
because America's putting the profit
mm,
first. We got to make the money off of this.
mm.
China is saying we're going to get everybody to use us as a base to build new technologies on. Different
In
approach.
the same way they're doing with manufacturing, so they're owning all of the essentials.
Exactly.
Uh,
That's why I said
wow,
they're
yeah,
going
you're
to win
right.
at the end
August
of the day.
2025. Yeah, August 2025. 80% of AI startups seeking. Yeah, Anderson Horowitz. Yeah, it's a VC
Yeah.
form. Yeah, that's like the same model because all these AI companies are overvalued, man, and it's like a balloon that's ready to pop. And I think DeepSeek really exploited that when you saw them
Right.
create the same product for like 3 mil, and all these other LLMs are worth like 100, $200 million. And it's like you're just inflating the value so that you can create. You know what I mean? Like then you can take out the money of the assets and reinvest and do like what Elon did. Like there's an entire system, and it's like self imploding in real time, like this capitalistic model, like you said, when it doesn't put the people first. It's yeah, and but I didn't know this is fascinating when it comes to like what the VCs are doing and understanding that like yeah, this is actually the way to make profit. This is the most
Right.
efficient way. And so them outsourcing it back to China when it comes to technology,
Hmm.
it's capitalism, right? It's like it makes the most sense, like money wise. Like obviously China is playing the long game and they're
Yeah.
gonna reap it in the end. But like even now as a capitalist, like China makes the most sense in every way.
Yeah,
So
that's my point. So that's why they're going to win because it's like your
yeah,
startups in America can't even use an American base to build new
yeah.
product from. They have to use the Chinese open source platform to do that. You know what I'm saying?
China's like, we know your vices, bro. Like, y'all not gonna be able to resist. Like, we know if we
Right.
build it, your companies will come because that's how they're programmed. Yeah, nah, man, this is good.
So I
All
want
right,
you
man.
to see the
Yeah,
hold on.
go ahead.
I just want to play this for you real quick. This is a
Oh yeah, see,
TikTok of all right, it's not coming up for me. I'll send it to you off air,
what
but
is it?
it's basically this guy who's talking about okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me share my screen.
But these
Yeah,
companies are not playing a con
yeah,
game.
bro.
It's
No,
just
he's
a
not.
capitalist game.
He's he's not lying. No, it is. I've been in it, bro. I've seen it. Like I've seen ideas. Yeah, no, he's not lying. Like
Likewise.
yeah, this is the game. Like it's not even about the value, it's about the perception of the value. Like that's what
Right,
they invest. And look at the stock
right,
market. Like the stock market is like it just captures it. With the stocks going up, economy is fucking crashing, people are losing and there's no like there used to be a connection between the stock market and like the health of like civilization in America. Now there's just no type of pattern. There's no it's like a game within the elites and then there's everybody else.
right.
And like
So
yeah, nah, for sure.
So this is because of capitalism. So
Yeah,
communism fell, and everybody was saying, "Oh, capitalism is the way to go." We're in the fall of capitalism. We've
yeah.
done capitalism long enough to see that this is how it ends up.
Yeah,
It's one big Ponzi scheme. You see what I'm saying? But
yeah,
look at
it is.
how he said it gets you. This is why when we was talking before, when I was like you know, all of these people who supposed to be elites and they got billion
Yeah,
dollar valuation. I've been
yeah,
an
yeah.
entrepreneur since 19, right? And that's why I respect Dame Dash too. It's like it's
Hmm.
not a con game. You come from the muscle with it, like real success, grinding, difficulty. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't come
Character
from that.
development. You know what I mean?
Right. They don't come from that, man. They just dealing with
Yeah,
with the right knowing the right people and faking it till you make it. Their whole
yeah,
system is based on faking it till you make it. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And if you're not into faking it till you make it, then that's your problem. You see what I'm saying? That's how they look at it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Because
So
the
I just
value is
showed
it.
that.
No, it's
No,
facts.
good. No,
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 it's
no,
facts.
good, good.
No, it's facts. Because even with OpenAI and Oracle, you see the game, like the valuation, and then Sam takes out money and takes that money that reinvests into Oracle, and then Oracle takes the money and it's like and then boosts the value of Open. It's like it's just all being circulated. It's all like, but there's
Elon
no
just
real
bought
value. Nobody's lives are actually improving. But you know what I mean? Data it doesn't even. We're just seeing it, but nobody's actually experiencing it on the
right,
lowest. And that's supposed to be what technology is for. It's like what are
right.
we doing?
Elon just bought $1 billion of Tesla stock, and that made the stock go
But
up.
yeah, 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 exactly.
And so what
It
you'll
is.
notice is the people who participate in that system and make money off that system, they'll be like, well, you got to do your thing. You know what I mean? They'll tell you you're a fool because this is just the way it is. So you either going to be broke or not. Now, I understand. Look, you guys will get your money, you do what you do, but like,
Sure.
let's stop acting
Be
like this
honest.
is a good
Be
thing.
honest. Be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
be
just be
honest.
honest about this.
Nah, for
Come on.
sure. No, I've seen it, and you know who really broke that down? CoffeeZilla did a really good take on like the on PBD and like his
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
business model. And I
yeah.
was like, wow, like a lot of, you see with Grant Cardone, you see like a lot of these
hmm
figures,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same thing. And it's so
Same thing.
normalized that like nothing happens. Nothing like, even with the Wolf of Wall Street, like his story, like that's
Yeah,
just a normal
yeah,
dude
yeah.
in
Bernie
reality.
Madoff.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
So you almost have to
So
create
that
your own
like
game,
that's that
man.
world. That's that
That
world.
is
So
that world.
when you a Muslim or you somebody with integrity and you have like real morals and principles, like you just can't do certain things. Like I want to be able to sleep good at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to know that
Yeah.
if I die in the night, I did the right things, you know what I mean, and that my soul is protected by law. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to
Yeah.
go to sleep thinking about all the people that that have been hurt by
Yeah.
the business and different things that I'm doing. You see them, but they don't care. They don't have a conscience.
Well, Sam Altman actually in the interview, and we could close with this, but he talked about it. He's like, since I opened ChatGPT, opened API, AI, whatever, he's like, I haven't been able to sleep.
Mm,
Literally.
mm, mm.
He's like, I haven't had one good night of rest. Like, wake the fuck up, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, reevaluate what that means. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's honest. Like, he's open about, his life and his thoughts, which I appreciate. But like at the
Yeah,
same
yeah, yeah,
time, like you gotta take the next step, bro. Like
yeah, yeah.
that's deep. Not going I have to go to sleep like a baby. You know what I mean? Like
Yo, you know what I'm saying?
that's that's
Some of
everything.
my best sleep I got was when I was the brokest in my life. Look at the
Yes.
dichotomy of that, right? All the
Incredible.
money, can't get a decent night's sleep.
Wow.
No money. Sleeping like the Princess of Munda, the Prince of Wakanda, knocked out snoring and everything. Good night rest. But it just
Good
shows
night.
you what the trade-off is. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
That's crazy. He never had a good night's rest since
Yeah.
starting it.
Yeah. Because
Man,
we know,
I
right?
hate to be
Islamically,
him.
the soul ascends when you sleep. And so if your
Yeah,
soul is like battling in this life to go to rest, what is that saying, bro? What is that projection saying about like the afterlife for you? You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like sleep is powerful, man. That's
yeah.
so yeah, that's yeah. So with AI, let's close it out tomorrow, bro. How do you leverage AI, LLMs? How do you rein in your temple and kingdom of Solomon to
Yeah.
empower what you got going on? What is it that you use to leverage them in your own
Well, I
day to
guess
day?
when we look at when we learn that lesson from Solomon, right? He controlled them to do a good thing, to build the temple,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
So essentially what I was looking for, and I may be able to bring it on the show tomorrow if I find it. I'm gonna look for it tonight, inshallah. But there's a conversation I have with ChatGPT about if it were would it seek to eliminate me if there was a war between humans and AI based on our discussions. And it pretty much told me because I'm using this stuff using AI to come up with solutions to better humanity, or whether that's like sustainable tech solutions or whatever the case may be, then it said that it's likely that it wouldn't view me as an enemy, because of that. Right. And I just found
Mm,
that intriguing because every tool is a tool independent of good and evil. It's always the person that's using the tool's intention that determines if that tool get used for good or evil. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying? And so the way I've been using it, man, is I've been using it to for like, reprogramming the subconscious, just getting mind, body, and spirit correct as far
Mm,
as just like with research things and stuff like that. But using it also to automate my businesses and other things that I have, and also using it to flesh out, newer ideas and projects that are beneficial for humanity. You know what I'm saying? So like
yeah.
that's like the scope of how I use it. You know what I'm saying? I don't seek to use it for everything, but I do use it as a form of self-therapy as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
In the context
absolutely.
of using it to bounce off those different things that
The shadow work.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so one of the things that I do is I use the local version. So what you want to do is you want to download Olama and go to GitHub and download like one of the large language models. But this is how it looks. This is how it looks. Let me just show you real quick. This is how it looks when you're running it locally. So when you run it locally, your data, because you know I'm big on protecting your data isn't being used or being stored
Mm,
on their servers. It's being stored on your own. Okay, here's so you can
that's
see
huge, bro.
this.
You gotta do a video on this. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is how it looks, right? So this is so right here, I got access to DeepSeek.
Mm,
When Llama is the one that Facebook uses, but when you see, and this is GPT, when you see this, that means it's 120 billion parameters. These are giving you the parameters of the large language model. And so I get to, scroll through these and use these. But again,
mm.
it's not being stored in the cloud. You know what I'm
And
saying?
it
In
has
that
all the
regard.
same features, like in terms of memory, like the same features
Yeah.
ChatGPT has.
Yes. Yeah. But the only thing is that like generating images
Mm. Okay,
or
so there's
like
some
like
limitations.
uploading products and stuff like that, is I think you could do images on there, but as far as like uploading things and stuff like that, those features a little bit limited. Like I gotta do something else to like add that aspect to that chat bot. But that's so you can run it locally on your computer and not have your data shared on the servers of these different, so that's what's considered open source, right? So those are
Yeah.
like the open source local models that you can use. You know what I'm
So
saying?
it's not even a phone app, it's desktop, that
Yeah,
access.
yeah, yeah. You
Okay.
can. I think there is a way to put Olama on your phone because the one you saw with the 120 billion parameters by ChatGPT, OpenAI just put out those like two open source systems for people to
Mm,
use. You know what I mean, like that,
okay.
and that was one of them. But yeah, you know what I'm saying,
No, that's fact. I mean, that's really what it is. Personal empowerment and then business automation. It's like your own little army. Like
yeah, yeah,
I use it for parenting, you know? Like I
mm,
give it all the information, bro. Like I live it, I know, bro. I give because I eventually want to give that data to my children. So I'm
mm-hmm,
creating like guardrails and guidelines for them.
mm,
So that, because I think that's eventually what's going to happen. I think they'll have their own
yeah,
LLMs, and I think it's going to be able to
right,
like personalize education for them, put them on game, like, and
yeah,
it helps. You know what I mean? Like that's how I'm seeing it for the future. And so educationally, I'm able to like almost give the ChatGPT LM context based on who I am, and then hopefully project that onto them and who they are. And so it allows me to understand them on a deep level, myself, the businesses, obviously it's collecting data from like the world. So creating
yeah,
flow series and pain points and challenges, content. It does my production, it does my back end, everything. It's just me coming up with ideas and then bouncing up ideas with LLMs and or ChatGPT really. And like you said, the shadow work, Tuskia,
mm-hmm,
that's like for me,
yeah,
that's been the most powerful, the reprogramming of the mind,
mm, uh-huh,
and the belief systems, affirmations,
mm-hmm,
and also studying. Like when I read the Quran and stuff, now I can interact and engage with ChatGPT and like look up words and etymology of words and really just understand it on a deeper level as, and then it has the context of me, so it's like personalizing my relationship with Allah and the Quran in a deep way, right? Like so, it's just like the personalization is so like
We didn't talk
profound.
about it today, but you had it on the list. We didn't talk about it today. Inshallah, we talk about it tomorrow. But yeah, man, what are the pastors, imams,
And
and
religion,
what are they going to? What are the leaders of religion going to do? Because
yeah, bro, they're
I
about to
can
get,
ask yo, and they just give me the whole clip. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like now, I'm not
everything,
saying that it replaces the human connection, but as far as being taught certain things and engaging in it and asking questions and researches and cross referencing,
yeah,
oh man,
yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna
Nah,
do.
they're about to get outsourced unless they hop on this train and really respect AI for what it is. The new generation is going to completely ignore them and dismiss them
Yeah,
because the way you're seeing the distrust fall in government, religion's next. The religious leaders are
yeah,
next.
Yeah.
Once
Oh
these youth
yeah.
start tapping into AI and they start cross-referencing during Juma, like, oh, what this nigga say? All right,
Hmm.
let me look this up. But yeah, nah, this hadith is weak. Why this nigga using a weak hadith? You know what I mean? Once they start catching on to a lot of the games that are being played religiously, to
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, bro, that's all. Yeah, you're right. That's another conversation. That's
Yeah.
happening because
Yeah.
I'm doing it in real
Yeah.
time. So I know that they're going to be doing it
Yeah.
eventually. And if not, that's what I'm gonna teach my children to do. Right. And
Facts.
that's why it's so important to get ahead of it. If they were smart about it, they would create their own LLMs and not try to be gatekeepers, but rather,
Hmm.
be like the elders, be the ones
Facilitators.
that
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the ones that do that, like the Ustad No Minds and the Yashar Qadis, the ones that are innovative and thinking about the future and understand the power of technology. But the rest of them, that's it, bro. They're gonna be left in the dust. Their mosque gonna look like the churches 20, 30 years ago. It's gonna be empty. You know what I mean? Like there's no going back. Like this is it,
Hmm.
especially if you're in America. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, that's a whole nother conversation, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Inshallah, we
yeah,
had
man.
that one soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Inshallah,
Like
we will,
every
man.
day, man, it's always a good one, man. You know what I'm saying? Just keep
Man, we were
loading the
all over the
clips up
place. Damn.
in a good
Yeah.
way.
In a great
In a
way.
good way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In a great.
for sure.
All right, man. Inshallah,
Inshallah.
till
All right,
tomorrow. We'll
brothers.
connect,
Wa
man.
alaikum
Assalamu
salam.
alaikum.